Good evening, friends. Welcome back to Medical News Today. It is June 1st, 2026, and we are tracking breaking health updates from across the globe. We start with a critical situation developing right now. The World Health Organization is currently tracking what officials call a quintessential border health event. An active outbreak of Ebola caused by the Bundibugyo virus strain is outpacing initial response strategies in the Democratic Republic of Congo. But here is why global health agencies are on high alert today. Suspected cases are now being investigated well outside of Africa. Over 1,100 suspected cases are under active review. Over the weekend, emergency screening protocols were triggered in major transit hubs from Sao Paulo, Brazil, to Rio de Janeiro, and as far as Sardinia, Italy. While Italian health ministries confirmed early this morning that their primary suspect tested negative, keeping the immediate risk in Europe very low, the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention warns that regional and international spread is actively happening. The good news? WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus emphasized today that even without a fully licensed vaccine for this specific strain, early diagnosis and aggressive supportive care mean patients can and are surviving. 5 frontline recoveries were just officially discharged in Bunia. We will break down exactly what symptoms border controls are looking for later in this video. But first, we go to a massive technological breakthrough in oncology. Segment 2, the AI cancer breakthrough. This might be the biggest step forward in precision radiotherapy we have seen all year. Scientists have officially achieved a massive AI breakthrough in cancer care. Historically, treating head and neck cancers with radiation required what's called an immobilization mask, a tight, incredibly uncomfortable mesh mask bolted to the table to prevent a patient from moving even a millimeter. This was preceded by a lengthy simulation CT scan to map the target. Not anymore. Doctors at the Sir H.N. Reliance Foundation Hospital have successfully treated an advanced mouth cancer patient using a completely mask-free, simulationless radiotherapy protocol. How is this possible? By pairing surface-guided radiotherapy, SGRT, with real-time adaptive artificial intelligence. The AI continuously tracks the patient's biological surface in real time, instantly shifting the radiation beams to match micro-movements. If the patient breathes or shifts, the beam adapts dynamically. This means zero delay, zero claustrophobic masking, and a level of precision that spares healthy tissues from accidental radiation damage. Experts at the ongoing ASCO 2026 annual meeting are calling this a massive leap toward entirely automated, hyper-personalized tumor targeting. And speaking of AI, look at this. Researchers at Mass General Brigham just used artificial intelligence to unlock a secret hiding inside a forgotten organ, the thymus. By training an AI to analyze tens of thousands of routine CT scans, they discovered that the health and size of your thymus can directly predict your long-term lifespan and your body's ability to survive cancer as you age. The medical world is moving fast from treating advanced diseases to intercepting them before they ever cause damage. Segment 3, Longevity, Neurology, and Mental Health. Next up, let's talk about the brain. If you or someone you know is battling chronic inflammation or neurodegenerative diseases, 2 major studies just dropped today that you need to know about. First, a massive discovery out of Scripps research. Scientists have uncovered the exact molecular hidden switch that drives the damaging brain inflammation seen in Alzheimer's disease. They found a specific protein called STING that gets chemically altered, locking the brain's immune system into a permanent state of destructive inflammation. Now that we know where the switch is, pharmaceutical trials are pivoting immediately to develop small molecule blockers to turn it off. Meanwhile, at Stanford University, a separate team discovered a phenomenon they are calling cellular traffic jams. Using short-lived killifish models, they watched the exact moment the brain's protein-building machinery begins to clog up with age, directly causing memory loss. But it's not all bad news for your brain. If you've ever tried intermittent fasting, new functional MRI scans show it triggers a massive rewiring between your gut microbiome and your brain's metabolic centers, physically changing how your body processes hunger signals. On the mental health front, the World Health Organization today officially released its implementation manual for psychological self-help interventions. Dubbed the Step-by-Step Framework, this global initiative uses digital and scalable evidence-based self-help tools to expand mental health access to millions of people currently left out of traditional psychiatric care systems. And for those tracking clinical trials, data presented from the Phase 2 Reconnect trial revealed that a single subcutaneous dose of a novel psychedelic agent showed rapid, long-lasting relief for patients suffering from postpartum depression, completely meeting its primary safety endpoints. Segment 4, Everyday Health, Diet, and Warning Signs. Let's pivot to something you can act on today, your daily physical wellness. If you are dealing with chronic, unexplainable fatigue, a new study out of Japan suggests you might want to ask your doctor for a specific blood panel. Researchers found that borderline deficiencies in vitamin B12 and folate are quietly causing severe lack of motivation and physical exhaustion, even in adults who sleep a full 8 hours a night. And if you're looking at dietary interventions for chronic conditions, a newly formulated tomato soy juice blend packed with targeted plant compounds demonstrated a massive reduction in systemic obesity-linked inflammation in just 4 weeks during a controlled clinical trial. Furthermore, for the 800 million people worldwide quietly dealing with chronic kidney disease, a global warning was issued this morning. Because early-stage kidney disease is completely silent, it is now tracked as a primary hidden driver of cardiovascular failure. The clinical recommendation? Prioritize tracking your daily urine volume and monitoring your osmolality levels if you have a family history of metabolic issues. On the flip side, if you use cannabis edibles or alcohol, a sobering study from Johns Hopkins University warns that mixing the two creates a compounding level of driver impairment far worse than either substance alone. Alarmingly, standard field sobriety tests frequently fail to catch the specific type of impairment caused by the edible mixture, prompting a call for updated roadside testing tech. Eosinophils, EOS. Higher baseline counts of blood eosinophils, EOS, were associated with an increased risk for exacerbations in patients with asthma over 1 year, and higher baseline levels of fractional exhaled nitric oxide, FeNO, were linked to increased odds of exacerbations treated with only oral corticosteroids, OCS, in asthma and asthma plus chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, but linked to a decreased risk for all exacerbations in COPD. Medscape. Sprouts. They're seeds that have sprouted. Raw and lightly cooked sprouts, especially clover and alfalfa, have caused multi-state outbreaks of food poisoning every year since 2006. The same warm, humid conditions that nurture sprouts also promote salmonella, listeria, and E. coli. You might be tempted to toss these antioxidant-packed seedlings fresh into salads and sandwiches. But it's safer to cook the sprouts first. Washing won't kill the germs. WebMD. Segment 5, Global Trends and Outro. As we look at the week ahead, the medical community is gathering for major annual congresses. The European Alliance of Associations for Rheumatology, or EULAR 2026, kicks off on June 3 in London. We are expecting massive clinical portfolio data from giants like Novartis, showing new pathways to tackle complex, high unmet need autoimmune disorders. Simultaneously, the European Renal Association, or ERA 2026, will debut long-term safety data for targeted adolescent glomerular disease treatments. The overarching theme of medicine on this first day of June 2026 is clear: prevention, precision, and AI automation. Whether it's treating cancer without a mask or mapping out global health equity to close immunization gaps in fragile territories, science is moving at a breakneck pace. That wraps up your medical news brief for today, June 1, 2026. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop a comment below. Which of these breakthroughs do you think will change healthcare the most? Stay healthy, stand with science, and we will see you right here tomorrow. Disclaimer: use the content provided only after verification. No responsibility will accrue to the creator of the video or to the YouTube, as it is a compiled content.